Smart trackers are nothing new. I've been rocking this little tile smart tag for quite a while, and which this happens fairly often, when I misplace my keys, I'm able to track them down relatively easily, but they do have some pretty big weaknesses. Talking about Android here, not necessarily Apple, because their smart tags basically do what we're going to be talking about here. With something like this tile smart tag, let me explain to you how it works. I've got my keys. I'm at the park maybe. I drop my keys into a bush on accident and I walk away. Once it is disconnected from my phone, of course my phone will be able to say, hey, I last saw that tag around this area. But let's say then a bird swoops down, lifts my keys, and flies away with it. I return to that spot, my keys are gone. Now its location could be updated if another individual with the Tile app installed on their phone happens to be near it. Their app will see my tag and update it. Great. Here's the problem though. Not everybody has a Tile app installed on their phone. That's where Google has made a huge change. They're launching their own Find My Device network that basically does exactly what Apple does with their AirTags, and it introduces a new system whereby companies can make smart tags that basically link into this new network so that it doesn't matter if you have the specific app on your phone or not. You just have to have an Android device that is updated enough that it has this system on it. If that person walks by, the location of that tag gets updated. I think it's pretty obvious why that's a really big advantage. If we look at Google's blog post about this, they say it's a crowdsourced network of over 1 billion Android devices. What's really cool about this is you're not even going to know that your phone is contributing to this, right? Like, it's picking up these smart trackers. It doesn't tell you that, like, oh, there's someone's keys over there. Like, you don't know. You're just simply updating the location of it, and it helps everybody. It's crowdsourced, and it's just like what Apple does. Today, we're going to be looking at a few products from Pebblebee. About a month ago, I reached out and I said, hey, I'd really love to check these things out. And they were awesome. They said, absolutely, we will send these your way to review. So that's what I have here. We're going to look at their page really quickly before we unbox them and dive in. These are the 3 products. There's the tag, the card, and the clips. The tag is very small. It's meant to be attached to something like a remote, I think is how they show it. The card obviously goes into your wallet, and the clip is going to be replacing my Tile here very, very shortly. Now, they are currently up for pre-order at this very moment, and you're looking at a price of $35 a piece for all of them, except for the clip, which is $29. All that being said, let's crack these open and get them set up. So the first thing we need to do is go to the Google Play Store and install the Find My Device application. Once we are signed in, you can see all sorts of other things that are on there. That must be my old Pixel Fold. Is there a way to get rid of this? We'll slide that aside and we'll take a look at the Pebblebee clip because it's the one I'm going to be setting up first. Thin and sleek design, integrated keychain, bright multicolor LED. That's cool. I think there's a typo here. Find your misplaced with Bluetooth and the Google Find My Device network. 12 months on a charge, and it's rechargeable. Those are both really, really good things. So sliding this out of here, here's a QR code to begin setting it up. Oh, I like that. It's got its own clip, a USB-C to C cable, which tells me that it does charge. Look at that, charges over USB-C. That is awesome. Another example of that QR code, we'll peel that off for now. It is very, very small. You can see they're very, very similar in total size, but I like the fact that it's black because this thing just gets scuffed up and it just doesn't look particularly good. So I'm glad that they went with a black color here. And I also like that this is just cardboard, fully recyclable. I dig it. All right, so let's go through this setup process. I'm imagining that it's going to be fairly straightforward. So we've clicked on our link here and the site cannot be reached. So maybe not as straightforward as I was hoping. We'll try this another way. It says to factory reset it. You can press the button 3 times and then press and hold for 10 seconds. But you can also double press the button to start. So what if we just double pressed it to start? Maybe something will happen. Oh, we are beeping. Oh, and there's the clip. Okay, we don't need no QR code. What are you talking about? We're fine. All right, so we have some information about that Find My Device network. It says it helps you locate your devices safely. This app should always be used in a responsible, safe, and legal way. Using it to track individuals without their consent is a crime. Got it. Won't be doing that. So it is adding it to the Find My Device network. I like the LEDs on that. That is quite interesting. Quite cool. Okay, so that is done. Open the Find My Device app to manage the Pebblebee clips. We're going to open this thing up. We're going to zoom way out so that you guys don't know where I live, but those are our options there. Find nearby, play sound, get hints as you approach the device. We're going to have to check that out here in a little bit, but you can play a sound. And you can also share the device. Ooh, I like that a lot. That is really, really smart. So you could have maybe one of these on the TV remote, or maybe I could just share this with my wife so that she could help me find my keys and vice versa. I like that a lot. You can also actually change the device name and categories. You can see I've changed mine to keys to make things a little bit easier. A couple more to look at. This is the Pebblebee tag, and I'm assuming that this QR code is supposed to take you to their app or something like that, which is not actually even required. And maybe since they're not like actually out yet, maybe that code is just not working. One interesting thing about this is you can see how it is charged. Rather than USB-C port, it uses this little magnetic connector, which goes on like that. This one also came with a little bit of 3M adhesive so that you can attach it to something. Again, could be like a remote control or something like that. But it also came with this thing, which I think is really cool. So you slip it in here, and I'll show you the imagery that they actually sent with this. Attaching it to like a strap on a backpack or something like that with this is pretty cool. And then we also have the card. Now, I was curious if this thing was actually going to be thin enough to fit into my wallet. Again, using the same charging mechanism as the tag I just showed you. Let me pull out my wallet and we'll see here. I have a weird wallet. I have one of these guys, so I don't know. I don't think it's gonna fit in there. Yeah, so I'm definitely excluded from this. I would have to have it sort of tucked into there. And I'll show you the difference. It is very, very thin. Like it might be like maybe 2 cards at the most. So really good job keeping it very thin. So like I mentioned, we got a year's charge on the clip. I didn't mention, but we have 8 months on the tag. And then the little wallet, the card one, has 18 months on a charge. So really, really long time before you're gonna have to think about this thing again. Let's go ahead and set up this guy, which I think is, maybe we'll go on. I'm assuming the process is probably the same. Double click. Very loud beep. There's your light in the middle of the bee's forehead. We have the tag here. Let's go ahead and connect. Really nice and seamless. We are good to go. And then I think I'm going to hold off on setting up this one because I think I'm going to give this to my wife for her to use. But again, you're going to press on the bee, double click it, and it should go through that exact same setup process. I'm going to do something crazy with this thing. I'm going to take it and I'm going to pitch it over my fence. We're going to see if I can find it and how easily I can find it. I don't know if you can see that, but off it went. Okay, so we're outside the fence now. Device is further away. So we're going to just start walking towards this. And this little shape should fill up as I get closer. I genuinely have no idea where this thing went. My battery's okay though, so that's good. Okay, we're getting closer. We're getting much closer. And at this point, what I could do is play the sound. And there it is. Trying to figure out where to put that little tag tracker, and I had an idea. This is my dog Rose's harness. It's pretty cool. It's actually got this little detachable leash. Goes like that. It's stretchy, and then it locks back into place twice. And I thought that's a great place for it, just in case we're ever out and for some reason she decides to run off away from us. She's a good dog. She probably won't. But that will come in handy. Even though it's not required, I do want to take a look at the Pebblebee app here, and it's interesting. When I set this thing up, it says software update or one-time login. When I jumped into software update, it says tap the icon to explore how to activate your device's discovery mode. So it almost seems like it's just pointing me towards Google's built-in application. I am going to put in my email though here, and we'll see what goes on here. So we do have enable location access popping up. Update all app settings. So I think what's actually happening here is I think that this is a deal where if your phone can be updated enough to have this network, you can do that. Or you can just use this application. That's exactly what it is. So if you can't use the built-in thing, you can use this, go through that setup process. Of course, I was able to use the built-in things. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just uninstall that and rock with the built-in software. I love that freedom that you have to choose between those two. That's really cool. Where are my keys?
Sure. Keys was last seen today at 2:36 p.m. near home.
Can you ring my keys? I guess the answer was yes. Something else that I absolutely love is the fact that if you have other smart devices around, like my kitchen hub, you can say, my keys are near the kitchen hub. So it's actually going to use your other smart devices as context. So now I know to go into the kitchen, they should be nearby. So guys, overall, I'm pretty happy with this. I love the fact that I don't have to have a third-party app installed with permissions and it's tracking my location all the time. I like that it just can be handled by the operating system at this point. And I love the fact that that means everybody else's phone, as long as they're opted in, which most people probably will be, all of these phones are going to be contributing to this crowdsourced network. I think the build quality on these things feel pretty solid as well. They should handle, being on your keys and in and out of your pocket, getting banged around pretty darn well. I'm going to drop links to all three of these into the description down below, or I might just drop a link to this page with all three on it. We'll see. Maybe there'll be an affiliate link. If they are, it'll say so, which means if you click it and you purchase something, I'll earn commission. Again, I'll let you know if it is or if it isn't. I do want to say a big thanks to the fine folk over at Pebblebee for sending these over for me to review. Do appreciate it very, very much. But as always, no money has changed hands for the production of this review, and they are seeing my video review at the exact same time as you are. Let me know what you think though, guys. Are you about to upgrade your tracker? Are you jumping from Tile like I am to something like this that actually takes advantage of the brand new Find My Device network? I'd love to hear about it in those comments down below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more content just like this. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friends.